Death seems to be a very frequent occurrence in the world of hip-hop, and the fans of rap and hip-hop are often hit by the worst news possible, that their favorite rappers died. And while some of these rappers had huge fan followings when they were alive, some of them we only heard of after their death. Keep watching this video for the top 10 rappers who got famous after their death and how they died. Number 10. King Von. Davon Daquan Bennett, who was professionally known as King Von, was met with death tragically last year. The rapper was 26 when he died and belonged to Chicago, was only starting to get popular, but unfortunately his time with us was cut short. He died while in Atlanta in the parking lot of Monaco Hookah Lounge, and what led to his death was a fight that he had that night with a group of individuals. They ended up shooting him dead. The Atlanta Police Department found the suspect who did it also was wounded on the site. The police reported that King Von wasn't found dead in the parking lot, but was rushed to the hospital in a private vehicle. King Von unfortunately died on the spot, and it was too late by the time he was taken to the hospital. The suspect was arrested. Von's death started trending on Twitter after someone spread a rumor. However, Ghazi Shami, the CEO of Von's record label Empire, later confirmed that he was actually dead. Many people later discovered the type of artist he was and how he was coming up with his own style of rap despite the drill differences where he came from. Number 9. Pop Smoke. Bashar Baraka Jackson, or Pop Smoke as he liked to be called, was yet another rapper who was taken away too soon. He was an emerging artist from the Brooklyn area who was a leading figure in the region's drill scene. Here's how his death came about. Smoke was inside a house owned by the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Teddy Mellencamp in the Hollywood Hills for a party when 4 gunmen in masks intruded and shot Pop Smoke dead. There were actually some twists in this story. Apparently, hours before Smoke was at the house, he was hanging out with his buddy Mike D. D was actually responding to some questionable speculations through an Instagram post where he asked people for sympathy and expressed his love and respect for the friend he'd lost. And then there's this. Before attending the party, Pop Smoke actually uploaded some pictures to his social media, which mainly showed the gifts he'd received. But in one of those pictures, the address of the house where he'd later show up for the party was also found, which Smoke must have forgotten to hide. So it could very well be that that's how his shooters got to know of his whereabouts. His death got discussed on online platforms, and rapper Nicki Minaj also posted her tribute. Pop Smoke actually got famous from his collaboration on the song Welcome to the Party with Nicki. He did another song called Gotti with rapper Travis Scott, but other than those, most of his songs hadn't blown up. But following his death, many more people listened to his music and discovered him as an artist. His death was truly a tragic one. Number 8. Big Hawk. John Edward Hawkins was born in Houston, Texas, but Hawkins was better known as Big Hawk in the rap world. He was actually one of the founding members of the rap group Screwed Up Click. When he was 36, he was shot dead on Redfern Drive in his home city, Houston, back in 2006. Big Hawk was pronounced dead immediately, and the police couldn't trace a suspect. Number 7. Big Pun. Christopher Lee Rios was known by his stage name Big Pun. He belonged to the Bronx in New York. He first received popularity in the 1990s for his strong lyricism and multi-syllabic rhyme schemes. He died of a heart attack back in February of 2000. The then 28-year-old suffered from several health problems due to severe obesity. He even had to cancel a show 2 days before his death due to sickness. During his career that spanned over 2 years, Big Pun released several albums, both solo and in collaboration with other rappers. His debut album came out in 1998, and he became a prominent member of the Terror Squad from 1999 to the time of his death. He was married to a woman named Liza, and they had 3 children together. His death brought his music even more recognition, so much so that he made some loyal fans only after his death, and he truly earned the title of one of the greatest rappers of all time after his death. Number 6. Jason Mizell. Jason Mizell, who was also known as Jam Master Jay, was born in Brooklyn. He was the DJ for Run DMC, which is one of the most popular and influential groups of the era. Mizell himself was praised by fans for his wonderful guitar riffs. The group helped achieve mainstream popularity for hip-hop as a genre, but Mizell as an individual wasn't as famous as the group he was in, especially since he was the DJ. His sudden death occurred back in 2002 when he was shot by an unknown attacker. The death brought him much fame, and the music he made along with his group also saw surges in popularity. It saddened all his fans how untimely his death was, and they all wished he was still around to make some great music. Number 5. Adam Yauch. Adam Yauch was not only a rapper, but also a songwriter, film distributor, and director. He was born in Brooklyn and was a member of the legendary Beastie Boys. He sold many albums along with the group, but he passed away at the age of 47 of a cancerous parotid gland and lymph node. He didn't die being untreated for the condition, but simply couldn't survive it despite the treatment. And even though he was pretty famous before his death brought about a surge in his popularity, and many more people started listening to both his solo and group music. When he died, he willed that his music couldn't be used for advertising, but some people claim that's not legal. Number 4. MF Doom. When rapper MF Doom's death was announced by his wife last year, it was a shock for his fans. The rapper had apparently died months before his family decided to come out about it, and seemingly out of his own will. Doom was already praised by critics for his amazing rhyme schemes and unconventional style of rap, but the rapper started getting mainstream attention after his death was confirmed. Many more people started streaming his music on platforms such as Spotify and YouTube, and of course, everyone was fascinated by his iconic mask. The cause of his death wasn't revealed by his family. It's suspected that he fell victim to an illness. Number 3. Lil Peep. It's very likely you've heard about Lil Peep if you follow hip-hop and rap, but it's also very likely that you only started listening to him when you heard of his death. He died back in 2017 from confirmed Xanax and fentanyl overdoses. It actually happened during one of his tours when he was in the back of his bus getting intoxicated alongside his friends. The rapper's death saddened many celebrities who tweeted about him. This also informed many more people about him, and most of them ended up listening to his music. That is also why the rapper's accounts on music platforms saw surges in traffic after his death. Number 2. Mac Miller. Even if Mac Miller wasn't the most famous as a rapper, he was famous as Queen of Pop Ariana Grande's ex-boyfriend. The rapper died back in 2018. He was found passed out in his home in San Fernando Valley, and reports said that it was an overdose that led to his death. Dozens of celebrities came out with their sympathies for his family and expressed their own sadness over the passing away of the singer. Ariana Grande also posted a tribute through a black and white photo that she clicked of Miller herself, with no caption underneath. Miller's album Circles was actually released posthumously, and it's one of his most streamed albums. It's clear how many new people discovered him after his death, and how they're now his loyal fans. Number 1. XXXTentacion. Rapper XXXTentacion may not be the most underground even before his death, but at the time of his death he had only started getting famous. The late rapper, whose birth name was José Onfroy, was actually robbed of $50,000 in cash along with a Louis Vuitton bag. They also shot the rapper during the robbery, which ended up being fatal. Though the rapper had a few hits at the time of his death, the unfortunate event led to an even bigger boost in his popularity. His family decided to share his music with the world after his death. Of course, there were many tributes for the late rappers as well. That's it for today's video. Which rapper did you discover only after they died? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you next time.